Welcome to Science Force. In this video, we are going to see about third eyelid. Have you ever looked closely at your dog or cat while it was sleeping and suddenly noticed a thin white layer appearing in the corner of its eye? At first glance, it might look strange or even a little worrying. Some people think it's an eye infection or a health problem, but in reality, it's something fascinating. Dogs and cats actually have an extra eyelid called the nictitating membrane, often known as the third eyelid. Unlike the upper and lower eyelids that move up and down, this third eyelid slides sideways across the eye from the inner corner. It works like a natural protective shield, cleaning and protecting the eye while still allowing the animal to see. In many ways, it acts like a built-in windshield wiper for the eye. What exactly is the nictitating membrane? The nictitating membrane is a thin, semi-transparent layer of tissue located in the inner corner of the eye, close to the nose. When the eye needs protection, this membrane quickly moves across the surface of the eye and then slides back to its original position. Think about the windshield wipers on a car. When rain or dust hits the windshield, the wipers move across the glass to clean it and improve visibility. The nictitating membrane performs a very similar function. It spreads tears across the eye, removes dust and debris, and protects the eye from injury. But unlike a windshield wiper, it is partially transparent, which means animals can still see even when the membrane is covering the eye. Animals that have a third eyelid. Dogs and cats are not the only animals with this fascinating feature. The nictitating membrane is found in many animals across the animal kingdom, including birds, reptiles, fish, and amphibians. Each of these animals uses the membrane in different ways depending on their environment. For example, birds use their third eyelid during flight. Imagine a hawk diving toward its prey at extremely high speed. Wind pressure and dust could easily damage the eye. So the hawk closes its nictitating membrane, which acts like a protective goggles, shielding the eye while still allowing the bird to see its target. Reptiles also rely on this membrane. A crocodile swimming underwater uses the third eyelid like a transparent underwater mask, protecting the eye while still watching for prey. Even desert animals like camels use this adaptation. When sandstorms blow across the desert, tiny sand particles can irritate and damage the eyes. The camel's third eyelid works like built-in sand goggles, protecting the eye from blowing sand. Real-life example: dogs. If you own a dog, you may have already seen the third eyelid without realizing it. For example, when a dog is sleeping deeply, the muscles around the eye relax. At that moment, the third eyelid may slide partially across the eye, creating a pale white layer that you can see in the corner of the eye. Another situation happens when dogs run through bushes or tall grass. Imagine a dog chasing a ball through thick vegetation. Branches, leaves, and dust can easily hit the eye. In this situation, the third eyelid quickly moves across the eye and acts like a safety visor, preventing scratches and irritation. The membrane also helps spread tears across the eye surface. This keeps the eye moist and helps wash away tiny particles of dust. Real-life example: cats. Cats also rely heavily on their third eyelid. Imagine a cat stalking a mouse in a garden. As the cat moves quietly through grass and bushes, dust and plant particles may fly toward the eyes. The nictitating membrane acts like a protective sports goggles, covering the eye while the cat continues hunting. You may also notice the membrane when your cat wakes up from sleep. For a few seconds, a small white triangle may appear in the corner of the eye before disappearing again. This is completely normal. However, if the third eyelid remains visible for a long time, it can sometimes indicate illness or dehydration. Veterinarians often check this sign during animal examination. Tear production and eye health. Inside the third eyelid is an important tear-producing gland. This gland produces around 30 to 50% of the tears in a dog's eye. Tears are extremely important for eye health. They help keep the eye moist, wash away bacteria, and remove tiny particles of dust. Without enough tears, animals can develop a condition known as dry eye, which can cause irritation and vision problems. In this way, the third eyelid plays an important role not only in protection but also in maintaining eye health. When problems occur. Although the third eyelid is extremely useful, it can sometimes develop medical problems. One common condition in dogs is known as cherry eye. In this condition, the tear gland inside the third eyelid becomes swollen and protrudes outward, creating a red bump in the corner of the eye. It looks similar to a small cherry, which is how the condition got its name. Some dog breeds are more prone to this condition, including bulldogs, beagles, and cocker spaniels. Veterinarians usually treat cherry eye by surgery to reposition the gland. Do humans have a third eyelid? Humans do not have a functional third eyelid. However, we still have a small remnant of this structure called the plica semilunaris. If you look closely in the inner corner of your eye, you can see a tiny pink fold of tissue. Scientists believe this structure is a vestigial leftover from evolution. Millions of years ago, our ancestors may have had a fully functional third eyelid. But as human vision and lifestyle changed, this feature gradually became unnecessary and disappeared. In conclusion, the nictitating membrane is one of nature's most clever biological designs. It protects the eye from injury, cleans away dust, spreads tears across the eye surface, and even allows animals to see while the eye is protected. From birds flying through the sky to cats hunting in gardens and crocodiles swimming underwater, this hidden eyelid plays a crucial role in survival. Although humans no longer have a functional third eyelid, many animals still depend on this remarkable structure every day. Nature truly has its own incredible ways of protecting life.
Thank you for watching Science Force.